Hi beautifuls, welcome to YILDIZ Readings 5D. For those of you that don't know, I'm a psychic medium. I cover astrology and everything else I cover is above on the screen. Now, we don't like long intros, so my contacts are directly below, and how to book, what, where, why, how has been all left to the end. Those of you who have clicked the link, I do automate posts to keep you in the loop as when I'm coming live and where I'm going to be. So without further ado, let's get into the update and the real reason you're here. Enjoy. Grab a cuppa, sit back and relax. Love to hear your feedback. Capricorn, very interesting month. Now, very separately, we do have free super chat questions connected in the message box directly below. So if you do want to ask a free question, up to 20, I'm limiting per video. So feel free to drop in and drop a question. Otherwise, you can come and join us during the week. We are live every Friday at 10 a.m. and they're at $11. So without further ado, let's get into the update. Now, the one thing I'm seeing is you guys may have felt that you were in a holding vault. And I do feel, especially relating to home and family and movement and career and love, you felt like you've been in the fast spin cycle. And I do feel you hold yourself to a very high benchmark, and you may have had a lot of paperwork and things that you had to sort. And it's just getting a little bit too much right now. Now, this is the portal and the movement forward. And this can be a bumpy ride, really, moving into 2022. But it is where we're going to be experiencing a better vibration than what we have of late. At the moment, the way you're coming through, there could be some circumstances surrounding you that you're thinking, you know, I can't do everything. I can't fix everything. I can't do everything. You also may want to really have a little bit of space for yourself, regardless of being coupled or singled. But I do feel there's a circumstance that hasn't quite been healed that may be coming up. I also feel healthy boundaries may be an issue at this point. And I'm also seeing by the crystal that you have, it is currently in reverse, Capricorn. So this can be an assistance to actually help balance this area. Let's tap into it. I attract romance filled with divine love. I have a healthy, intimate life. It's the sacral chakra. So again, it does make sense because Pluto's retrograde in Capricorn. You know, it's the give and take. It's the power that's been taken from us. And yeah, initially we can feel very fatigued. Sometimes when those unhealthy boundaries are there and we're spiritually coming to terms with things, we can feel very depleted. I do feel you're going to be on the up and up, but you're going to be quite assertive in what you actually are wanting. And I do feel you're really attracting things, but you definitely know what you don't want. Now, if there is a circumstance for those of you that are in a relationship at the moment and there is cross wires, I do feel the dynamic is really going to be to do with the give and take in a connection. And it doesn't mean to say that you don't love this individual, but I do feel with some notions of the past, they can be coming up in your mind's eye. Now, some of us can be in the most beautiful of relationships, and it doesn't mean they're doomed to end, but it can be a renegotiating of that connection. And also at that time, we can also become nostalgic, or we can hear from friends and loved ones of the past. And that can even be exes, which can cause even more conflict. I do feel for some of you, there's been a wound that hasn't quite healed. And yes, that can be relating to an ex. But I do feel you've tried to move forward. And, you know, sometimes we move forward and we feel that's it, it's done. It can't be healed. It can't be fixed. I do feel regardless, you know, this person could be a very spiritual person. It could be you or them. Regardless, it's your value systems maybe we're clashing at a point. But I do feel you're trusting in the bigger picture of where things are going. And you may have experienced some losses over the last few months. I also feel you felt to a degree you had lost a little bit of yourself and you're wanting to get that back. And I do feel with all of this upheaval, it's making you really want to plan, but you're almost saying to yourself, you know, every time you try, you get knocked down. And I feel that's, you've still got that demeanor that you want to do the right thing, but you want to do it very purposefully. I'm almost hearing the term, don't fix what isn't broken. But you had been going through a stage where you were fixing quite a bit, and it does feel it's almost worn you down. Something to do with your past is coming back, however, and that's regardless of whether you're in a relationship. And you may need to create a healthy boundary, but at the same time, I do feel this can be an opportunity for healing. There is a way you can look at it without it meaning you are going backwards, because whatever is coming up is needing to be addressed. I do feel also if somebody was not respecting boundaries, I feel you could be having strong words with this individual. But I also feel some of you may just wish to walk away from certain pockets of people. For those of you in the connection at the moment, I do feel the imbalance. Look, it could even be in the domain of family. And when we're dealing with family and we're dealing with children, any money that you were losing to do with subjects during the year, I feel it's going to have some sense of momentum by mid-month. But at the moment, it's almost you're concerned about what you directly can depend on. Some of you may wish to upskill, but at the same time, the subjects surrounding children are more going to come through by mid-month. And it can be a little bit of a tedious point, but you're going to find you're going to be able to iron the creases out. I ultimately feel the give and take and the passion could also be at a loss at this point, especially with stamina. We have the sacral chakra in reverse, and that can be the give and take. It can be the energy, the chemistry. And it's funny because I'm going to pull a chakra card. What is the blockage in this connection, please? What is the blockage? I do feel it's to do with the past. I also feel there's healing coming up. I don't feel you're wanting to talk about it. You may not even be able to put your finger on it at this point, to be quite honest. Yeah, I think it's the stress of everything you've had to be looking at, and it's really taken a toll. I also feel you have that, your love interest might not be seeing things the way you do. Only based on the reality that, you have this vibration that you need to be a certain way. You're very, what would the word be? My guides are showing me that you take your position in life deeply seriously. So, if there are any cracks forming, it's not your partner's making reference to maybe not understanding or knowing how you're feeling, because you do take that benchmark of responsibility within your life and your love life really, really responsibly. That's what they keep saying, really responsibly. So it's almost like you've got to put the brave face on, regardless of if the London Bridge is falling down. Best way I can describe it. It's really quite a sticking point right now. Now, some of you, as I mentioned, you are just being rational. There can be lots of changes, not only within your love life, but also where you feel you're going. I do feel there's almost this slingshot effect that, for couples and singles, there's going to be movement. But also those of you at the moment that are single, you might have to face some of this conflict. And there can be somebody that, I'm seeing an energy of a person that's gossiping. I also feel sometimes that plants a seed of doubt in your mind when it does relate to your future moving forward into love. I also feel you might have had people really pulling on you left, right and centre and feeling that you can't live your best vibration. This also can be at a financial level. You have live your soul, not your role. And again, with all the retrogrades, it might have been us living our role, not our soul. And I do feel moving forward, this is where we're really facing those shadows and realizing the imbalances in life. But it's also whereby you're not willing to sacrifice everything for a relationship. There's give and take, yes, but in the past, you're not going to do the same thing. So if you were fearing that maybe the same was going to be an outcome, it's actually saying you physically can't anymore. There has to be that give and take. And I do feel the anger and the tension point has been from the give and take and people not respecting these boundaries. I do feel some of you are actually tuning into a person from the past, but you're going to require this whole situation to do a 360. Otherwise, I just feel at this point where you stand, and especially moving through October, it just won't fit. Now, your health card. Yeah, the tension point is coming up. It's affecting your health, your love life, the give and take, the work, everything that's coming at you at the moment, Capricorn. You don't feel respected or appreciated. So I feel you're taking your power back, and I feel you're giving your energy to people that appreciate you. I also feel when it does come to your family and your tribe and the people around you, you're wanting to move forward. You don't want to keep going over old ground. So especially those of you relating to love and communication towards a love interest, it's going to be really important, especially when dealing with Capricorn, is that unless the conversation is going to have a purpose, you really won't want to go over old ground. I do feel to dig to the devil in the detail, yes, but ultimately to live in the past through a bad vibration and a memory, that's something you're really not wanting to do at this point. Yeah, you don't want to fight. You're just mixing and dealing with the things that directly need addressing, but you're really going to put your foot down with that one this month, Capricorn, because ultimately you are having that movement forward. Finances as well, you know, even when it does come to your money, I feel too many people were depending on you, you know. This could have been too many bills coming through. It might have been really trying to tie up that past life energy. And why I'm hearing past life, it might have been a past relationship. I'm hearing the term debt, but it feels it's coming to an end. So if that was something that you were dealing with and you're trying to restructure your life, or you're selling things and moving, it is showing me that this is really going to, it's not going to remain this way forever. You do have a lot coming up financially. It does feel a little bit like a curse at the moment, but it is really showing me that this isn't going to be a permanency. I think some of these things, it's almost like you're looking at your financial sector and saying to yourself, right, I want to tie these loose ends up now, because you don't want to have to deal with them in 2022. Tell me how this lands. It's really quite unique. I know spiritually I have been looking at certain things to do with such, but it's deeply coming through with your zodiac sign. I'm seeing you quality assuring and, you know, casting things to the side, but it's like you're getting prepared nevertheless, because you don't want to be in the same place, regardless of whether you have control over this financial sector or not. I do feel it's temporary, but I also see as we move forward, whatever you're directly dealing with, they're needing to be dealt with right now. So even if these are unexpected bills and finances, I still feel it's taking you to that high ground. It's just one of those frustrating things. For those of you who are unemployed, you know, you're really needing to get health back on track. And I feel, again, if people have been pulling at you left, right and centre, and there has been a lot of upheaval, you're trying to get back into an equilibrium. But I am being shown, if you are applying, you are going to get a position that is at a higher ranking. This also can generate more income, because I do feel, you know, where you're getting to is that pivotal point of physical movement. But again, the expenses that are coming, it's almost divinely guided. It's like going to come at the right time. Okay, employed. Again, so much going on. Look, I'm seeing between now and I would say by the third week, it's going to be pretty intense. For some of you, I feel you're crossing over employment. Yeah, you're going back to an old position, but I feel it's a better paying position. Yeah, it's going to be your hopes and dreams come true, but it's more conducive to who you are. It's more in alignment to the groundedness. Yeah, more tribe orientated. Look, I really do feel your zodiac sign has a lot of upheaval at the moment. It may be because we're having both Saturn and Pluto going direct, as well as Jupiter. So this movement during Mercury retrograde is causing you to feel like everything's cursed. Everything's coming at you. It's all too much. Lots of expenses, but I see this actually bringing money in as well, especially if you've been waiting and really trying to work at a creative project. I'm seeing the finances are going to come through, but it's slow and steady wins the race. Ultimately, if you have to say no to people at this point because you are tying up loose ends, I do think it's going to be worth it. And I also feel it's important to look after your health and your well-being during this transit. And there can be a little bit of healing emotionally when it does come to situations of the past. Try to not self-critique yourself. And ultimately with your love interest, and that's for both couples and singles, I feel you're being really rational. You could also look at your sacral chakra, because I do feel almost that it feels spiritually that there could be a bit of an attachment. And when we say attachment in the spiritual community, sometimes if we have a person that's thinking on us, we can get a little bit of an evil eye on us. I would probably do a gin removal or a guided meditation. Smudge stick your house, have a shower, and you should be fine. Use Tumbaline as well. Otherwise, do come back and we're going to tune into your love interests throughout the week. And we will be deep diving into both singles and couples alone solely without all the juice. Love and light. If you do want to ask a free question, you can ask directly below. Good luck with October, and I'll see you through the month. Thanks for joining YILDIZ Readings. If you do need to find the link for the Members Hub, it is directly below in the information box, or you can see above on the screen, it's on the main page. Now we have 3 tier levels, as well as on Fridays, we are live on the main platform. By clicking the bell, I automate posts for both the members and the main page, plus any additional information I feel you need. The website is been updated and we do have a lot more content on it, as well as new products coming in 2022. If you do want to join webinars, we have the list, as well as the launch of the Age of Aquarius with the VIP list. For all my other media content, follow me live on the links below. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, we all have it covered, and we have more content coming. See you during the week.